Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mainstream Indie Music channel. Normally, bands are born out of fun, out of art. Maybe it's a way of a group of people getting together, kind of an excuse. I kind of think of bands like Silver Sun Pickups or Group Love, where it was just kind of a way to get together. A lot of them grow up with each other. Think of like bands like the Hush Sound. But from time to time, we stumble across bands where they are almost born out of tragedy. And this band for this week is pretty much fitting that same description, pretty much. Japanese Breakfast. Now, there is good news, though. It's not going to be all bad. There is a happy ending to this story. But we are, of course, going to go into how this band got started, and then we are going to dive into the history of how they got to where they are now, especially with their lead singer and pretty much the brain behind the band. But before we do that, I just always want to give you guys a huge shout out. I feel like I haven't done that lately. I really appreciate the support. You know, now we're over 1,000 subs. And I'm going to make a video about that, trust me. I've kind of been waiting because we actually hit a few different milestones on this channel, and I kind of want to just celebrate all of them in one video. So we're kind of delaying it a little bit, but if you are new here, welcome. And if you are not, if you are returning or if you are a subscriber, I especially welcome you to this episode. So without further ado, let's get into Japanese Breakfast and their story. So the big brains behind the project of Japanese Breakfast, which more than likely one day I'm going to just do a whole video focusing on her, but it is Michelle Zauner. I really hope I'm saying her last name correctly. But what happened was she was a member of another kind of small indie pop band at the time. They were pretty short-lived. They were called Little Big League. And I know, just kind of looking at their history, it seems like they were active from 2011 to about 2014. Now, what happened in 2014 was really kind of the catalyst leading into Japanese Breakfast. Because Michelle, sadly, well, at the time, Little Big League was stationed, their home base in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the East Coast of the USA. But she had family, notably her mother, back home in Oregon, which is the complete opposite side of the United States on the West Coast of the United States, who suddenly began to fall very ill with cancer. And so, more than likely, simply just to help support her mom, she herself moved back home and started to take care of her. Now, you can imagine, honestly, I couldn't imagine. One day you're performing out east, your band is doing moderately well in the indie scene, and then all of a sudden you're on the West Coast. I'm just kind of imagining putting myself there. Maybe she thought her days as a musician were over. Maybe she thought, of course, let me back up. Her number one concern was her mom. That was number one. But as far as her career as a musician goes, I also wonder, did she kind of take this time to kind of reflect where she was as a musician? Was she kind of questioning, like, hey, is Little Big League really something that I foresee myself doing for the foreseeable future? Or is this maybe a time that I want to take a step back? Because what started to happen was maybe it was a way to deal with her grief, to deal with her stress or not, but she started to write new music. And when she took a look at it, she was starting to realize that the new style of music that she was writing, whether it was the lyrics, the composition of the music, or both, was not fitting Little Big League anymore. She was starting to look at it and say, I don't think this is really this type of material. And so she decided to come up with a brand new name and a brand new band, Japanese Breakfast. It's interesting, too, because Michelle herself is Asian American because her father is Jewish American and her mother is Korean. And so to kind of navigate both things and to kind of poke fun at kind of the exotic lore that Americans have towards Asian culture, she came up with the name Japanese Breakfast to kind of bridge that gap. She said she even did so after kind of seeing like a meme on her phone as well. So she kind of combined the two. But really, when you look at her debut album under the name Japanese Breakfast, it totally makes sense where she was going with her career, because the album cover is literally a picture of her mom when her mom was younger. The name of the album was Psychopomp, and it was received pretty decently well. And you can just tell that she had put her heart into it, that she did and wrote a lot about kind of grief, about loss, and even kind of specific things about her life, like not being there for her mom as much as she had wanted, and then even the way that she had gotten married. And she also got married to a member of the band Japanese Breakfast. They didn't suddenly meet, but he was a part of their band as well. One kind of cool thing of note is for their second album, Jubilee, they as a band, and especially Michelle, actually went over to Bali to record because she had said that she couldn't really stand the feel of regular kind of boring studios, and so went over there for inspiration to record music. They have also recorded a third album as well, and they as a group have opened for a lot of bands that we have mentioned and talk about on this channel, such as Tegan and Sarah, Florence and the Machine, and even others that we haven't mentioned on this channel as well. They are getting a lot of love. One quick note I got to make, I might have accidentally said Jubilee was their second album. That was actually their third album, and they have released a fourth album as well. To kind of coincide with both things, Michelle has also written kind of like a memoir about everything that she has been through, which is called Crying at H Mart. And really, if you haven't checked out Japanese Breakfast, of course, please listen to them on Spotify, look them up on YouTube. They are definitely there. And I know myself, after researching this band, I really want to check out her memoir. So please, if you have not, look at it. You know, take a look at her navigating her grief with her mom, her kind of diving into her family history as well. And I want to pass it on to you guys. Have you guys listened to this group before? And I will see y'all next week.